And welcome back to another episode of Drawn to DC. I thought I had a co-host, Luke Moyer. I don't see him anywhere. I was wondering if he wanted to. Oh, where? You didn't even walk into frame. You just blipped into existence, like you came through a portal.
Hold on.
You try to
Let me
see if
get
you
it.
can. Can you? Whoa, where'd he go? All right, so today's episode we're talking about Batman Bad Blood. Um, thanks, Taylor. Interesting one because we came off of Batman versus Robin, which
Hmm?
I do enjoy watching this back to back because they do reference Batman versus Robin in a funny way.
Yes.
So
Which is one of my notes because it's hilarious and it's kind of like,
this is another interesting one because Batman isn't really in it that much,
well,
and
Bruce isn't in it.
Bruce Wayne himself isn't in it as much, but um it's an interesting story because this is like I said in the last episode, it reminded me a lot of Gotham Knights, and where I could see like they got their inspiration with something like this
Hmm.
because it is an interesting one. And I kind of had weird feelings about it because I was like, I wish Batman was in it more, but I do like that they did like a Bat Family movie in this universe because I thought that was
Okay.
interesting
And like I said it in the last one. I prefer Damien's
with
Robin with
Dick.
with Dick as Batman because I like the sibling rivalry where they're both basically clawing for the approval of Batman, who's not even there, and they're
Hmm.
both trying to fill these shoes. They're both trying to fill the shoes in a different way. Dick is, I'm only doing it because the city needs that symbol.
You
I
can't have
don't want to
bad
be him.
guys thinking
I
that.
don't want to
Yeah.
be him. That's the last thing that I want. And all Damien is saying is I'm better than him, and I want to prove it to him that I can be a better version of him than he is. And like that whole like bickering back and forth, I think is so much better than Daddy just trying to tell me no.
Um.
But
Yeah. I think I enjoyed Batman versus Robin more, but I
mhm.
I think this one is
There's a
still.
lot of cool stuff in this one.
Yeah, this is still
This
a
was
fun
better
movie.
than This is better than Son of Batman though.
I mean, yeah, if we were to rank them right now, it'd be Batman versus Robin, Bad Blood, Son of Batman, probably. Uh,
So the first scene we get is that's not Batman. Batman doesn't use guns. And that's the classic like, oh, we know it's not him when we
mhm.
get Batwoman for the first time.
Um, I,
Which
this scene made me laugh
with
with unintentional comedy
all
because,
the C-listers.
well, that and the fact that Catwoman gets fucking tossed around like a rag doll towards the end of that opening scene. It's like almost to like comical levels. I'm like, good God. But
Hmm.
I uh I like that first scene, yeah, because it shows, oh, it's Batwoman, and then Batman comes in and be like, hey, I don't endorse this. Like, I just always think
Hmm.
that's funny. That he's like, hey, stop fucking the bats are my thing. Be your own animal.
Well, I like because I liked later on in the movie when they show you why she's doing the whole bat thing because it's like he saved me and I wanted it to be that I never had to rely on Batman to save me again or someone to save me again.
Yeah,
But it's like
which
you're basically piggybacking off of his whole shtick because in a
here's
way he's saving you anyway.
here's always been my issue with Batman's character. So he wants to be a symbol, uh, to inspire people, right?
Then
But
he gets pissed when they inspire people.
yeah. And then he gets pissed when they wear a bat symbol that he doesn't endorse. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's what happens. Like, yeah, that's the first thing that I laughed at. Like, I kind of thought about that was interesting. And they kind of, they touch on a little bit. But see, they don't
Well,
mention it in this movie. But in the new 52 era, I think Kate is supposed to be the cousin of Bruce. So they're
Yeah.
supposed to
Mm.
be related,
Well,
but
they
they don't really.
kind of made it that they know each other, or
Yeah,
they know each other's families, because Dick and Kate grew up together, kind of thing,
yeah,
and
they
so they
do.
saw each other at like fundraisers and different stuff and whatever. But like, what was I gonna say? Oh, they do touch base on that whole idea of Batman as a symbol he's supposed to inspire in the whole Nolan universe. And the
Mhm.
funny thing too is he
I'm
goes and
no
he gets
hockey
pissed at
pads.
yeah, he gets pissed at all the fucking the copycats to be like, you're not supposed to be doing this. I'm the only one that's supposed to be Batman, and it's like, but you had the whole idea that anybody could be Batman.
Yeah. Well, and then what which makes that movie great is the fact that yeah, Alfred calls him on a shit on that too. He's like, "Well, what did you expect?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what made me laugh about that whole sequence. And then later in the movie too, it's like, no, fuck, and it's works. And what's good about that, like, I'm not nitpicking that as a narrative thing. I'm nitpicking that as a character flaw because narratively it makes sense because Bruce has always been like that, like you just pointed out, with even in Nolan's movies, you know. So I just
Well, they
always,
even
but that's the thing that I love about Bruce because Bruce is always a fucking hypocrite.
yeah, because even at the end of the movie, even at the end or towards the end, and Dick's trying to like, be like, hey, here's the facts. This is what I got going on. This is what I'm doing. And then fucking Bruce is like, nah, fuck all that. I'm Batman. You're not.
Yeah, I'm back.
It's like,
Good
dude,
job. Hey, good job filling in.
I was holding down the fort for the last month. Like, what have you been doing? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right, getting your ass kicked by your old girlfriend.
but that's the thing too. Is again that is who Bruce is, and that is a character flaw of him, and it's
Mhm.
and they touch on that with this movie, and I do like that this movie kind of goes further into like Bruce has always been in any version. His whole thing is he is this militant Batman persona because Batman is who he is now because he wants to never ever be in a situation that he can't control. He will
Mhm.
never have that happen again. And so it was interesting to have them have this movie of like, no, you need to let us help you, you know. And yeah, but again, first scene, the fuck off, Bruce. Like you had to know this was gonna happen. You had to know
Mhm.
people would do this. But
Well, I did like between because they always do it too with Batman. Well, with Bruce, and then with Dick and the cowl. They never like go shot for shot the same suit, and it's always like we kind of differentiate because when it's Bruce, it's the full bat, and it's like a darker blue. But when
dude,
Dick was wearing it, it's the classic yellow logo and a
yes,
lighter
no,
blue. I
I
love that. I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
so cool.
I don't know if this was intentional, but he's even driving a more classic looking Batmobile.
Yeah,
It looks more like the like 66 Batmobile kind of, with the red
it's
windows and
like
stuff.
the 80s or 70s Super Friends kind of version,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm glad you brought that up because I love that they did that like as a visual distinction of like this is Dick as Batman. Like I dug that a lot because like
Because
because
in a way they're kind of doing like
and it would
this is
make
a nod
sense.
to when Dick was Robin, and this is kind of how what Batman was, and this is
and
kind of how he remembers him, and now he fought with him.
and narratively it makes sense because Bruce disappears with his most recent suit. So of course Dick would have to use an older suit. Like that's such a like fun little detail that I didn't even think about until we were talking about it. Like I that didn't even
Hmm.
cross my mind watching it. Um but this is something where I kind of touched on it last episode. I think a reason why I think I enjoyed this movie a lot is the fact that so at the beginning scene we get introduced to this new character that almost kind of like, is that Bane? Like at first I was like, is that what they're doing with Bane when I first saw him? So the confrontation is this big muscular dude and he's got like a hockey mask, but it has bat ears on it, and he hits Batman. They throw some daggers into him, and then he throws a bomb, and it blows up. So the whole implication is like Batman's dead. So Nightwing again trying to, as we mentioned last episode, great bit carries over from the last movie.
Dude, this is
Is
man,
like getting a
because
full on
I
description
watched.
about like she's like fucking him on the phone. Like she is like
She's like, I forgot what you feel, how
feel
you
like I'm
feel,
like
and shit like,
Jesus.
oh my god. And he goes, oh my god, I'm gonna
Yeah,
regret this. And he's like,
God.
Alfred really know how to plan shit. Your
That's what I
timing is
mean.
impeccable.
This is why I love Dick Grayson's character. For a while I used to never be on the Nightwing bandwagon, but the more I was reading about when he like when again in like that 2009 era when they made him Batman for a while, and the more I read up on that, it's like hot take. And I know there's some people in there. There's a contingency around the internet. I've seen it. A group of people that I like Dick as Batman. I like him more as Batman than I like Bruce as Batman. To be honest with you,
He's a better Batman.
he's
And
always been a better Batman. That's the
he's a
thing.
better Batman because
he had
he doesn't have the as much baggage, and he's not as tied down to the character
what
to the man.
what did Batman say in the last movie? He said in the last movie, "You had a family before. You had a
You
heart."
had heart.
And Dick has always been funnier. He's always been more human in his approach to being Batman. And I was just like, oh, cool. We're gonna see that Batman. And what I love about this movie, and it's true to his character, he doesn't want to be Batman, and he's
Dude,
pissed about it.
that scene where
He parks the
Damien
car
is
in the middle of the
telling
road.
him, and he's telling him, this is probably what you want. You don't want him to come back. You've always wanted to be that. And he fucking hits the brake, peels off, and he says, I don't want this. I never wanted this. And I was just like, damn.
Well, again, that is a big brother putting a little brother in his place, being like, I don't want to be the man of the house. I'm forced to. Okay.
Yeah.
And um I just love that too. Like when he's in the back cave and he's like, I even when you're gone, I still can't fucking escape your shadow, you know? And that's say what you will about these movies, but man, these guys are so like when they get it, they get it. And that
Hmm.
has always been Dick's character. That has always been who Nightwing is. That's the whole reason he became Nightwing and did, in the comics, Bruce has offered him tech and money, and he goes, I don't want this from you. I want to do this on my own. And it's
Which is
like,
cool too, because like his suit is even a more simplistic version of the Robin suit. It's his gadgets are basically billy clubs and
and a
fucking tasers.
grappling
Like that's
hook.
basically it. Yeah, and a
Yeah.
grappling hook. Like
Yeah.
I'm a better Batman than you because I don't need the fucking cool car and the fucking and the shit.
And that's what's made me kind of fall in love with the character too. And I've always loved him as Batman. And like just to have the brief time of him as Batman in this was all great. And I it just makes me be at this point. I'm like, how have we not had a good Nightwing, like a Nightwing movie? Like it seems so easy, and it's like, yeah, but you'd have to introduce Dick Grayson as Robin in a different movie and then make him. I'm like, okay, do it.
No, you don't. I mean, you don't have to.
You could have
You
done it
don't
with
have
Chris
to.
O'Donnell, and you fucked it up. Um, no, you don't have to, and this movie proves that you don't have to because they could just say, hey, he was Robin before, he's Nightwing now, and now he has to be Batman.
You could just do what all the Batman movies do and just give a quick flashback scene because that's
Mhm.
what we do is a quick flashback of the death of a parent.
I want to give you a little pitch. A a video game, a Nightwing video game. The tutorial is flashbacks of him as Robin. And then you're playing through the main thing as Nightwing. But then at certain points in the story, you have flashbacks of doing missions and patrols with Batman.
That'd be dope.
And then here,
It'd have to be
here's
a
the
really
thing.
long ass fucking game,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I
and
haven't
then
even
you develop into Batman at the end
Yes.
too.
Yes, dude, I had a pitch for that where it
Dude,
ends where Batman dies or is dying. And the next game is Dick Grayson as Batman. I'm like, it's right there.
the end credit, just the end credits is him taking off the domino, and you just see him standing in front of the the cases, or whatever, and it just silhouettes his face in the cowl, and then it pans in, and then credits.
Then you say, for 10 years, Bloodhaven was my beat, but Gotham's always been my home. Flies down,
Oh.
dude. Come on.
And then you see the Nightwing logo into the bat symbol, and
Yes.
then the bats fly out, and then just some hardcore Danny Elfman just
I'm
go.
clipping this. I'm clipping this, and I'm sending it to WB. I'm sending it to James Gunn. I'm sending it to WB.
Oh,
But
man,
anyway, Bad Blood.
tag Rocksteady in it because they're the only ones to do it right.
um, and again, I love that we're getting Dick Grayson as back, because I mentioned in the last episode, I really liked that Grant Morrison run where Dick Grayson was Batman and Damian was Robin, and we get that in this movie, and I think it works well. And like, yeah, that's a great scene of like, listen, motherfucker, I was in Bloodhaven for this so long to make my own name because I don't want to rely on him, and like,
Mm-hmm.
and I just, yeah, it's always great when we have those stories because yeah, Dick just wants Bruce to think of him as an equal. That's all he wants. That's all he's ever wanted. To be like, I'm not your sidekick. I'm not, you
Which
know.
the scene in is it Injustice when Damien, it's the whole like Damien is now Nightwing
I had a
forever,
son. He was Dick
and I
Grayson.
had a son, and that scene. I love that scene too because, like I said, I've always hated Damien, and I've always loved Dick Grayson. I love Nightwing. I love all that shit. So when I heard that, nice.
Also, can we talk about how Lucius Fox is in this, and it's Ernie fucking Hudson is out of nowhere. Um,
Dude, which brings me to my next point. I don't. I didn't care for Batwing.
I've I've never really been into Batwing. I never read because I knew that he like I don't know if Luke Fox has existed before the New 52 stuff, but I know that like
I don't think
Batwing
so.
was a part of the whole Batman because like all of that was post Batman coming back because then it was Batman Incorporated, and I think from Batman Incorporated came Batwing, but Batwing is whatever. I think that like
Hmm.
he gets us some cool scenes in this and gets his.
I just,
I just don't want Iron Man Batman. It's just not what
yeah. I was
I.
gonna say I don't care. Which is the same argument of why I like Batman Beyond. You know what I mean. But like, I don't know. It's just an unnecessary character. I feel.
I feel like, well, and that's the thing. It was cool to have these characters interact and stuff, but like when they all go out on patrol on one crime, I'm like, that seems like a bit much. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then, oh god, we'll get to that at the end. But I so where are we at in the plot? So Damien shows up. Damien was hanging out with the monks after Bruce
So he
was
gets
in
the old
in the
thing
last
on his
movie.
iPad.
Which how do the monks have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's got Wang Tech, so I'm sure it's a satellite somewhere.
Satellite. Yeah, there you go.
But
He comes back, helps Dick when Dick's breaking up a crime. I can't remember what it was. Oh no, he was going
it was Black
after.
Mask.
It was Black Mask. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because when Damien shows up, he throws a
Kill the
batarang or
kid.
whatever, and the thing explodes. And I'm assuming that's how Black Mask's mask gets melted to his face,
Yeah,
because you see Black Mask screaming and his mouth is open and it's like all on fire and shit.
yeah.
I'm like, that's cool. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's cool because
But
the
yeah,
original story for that is really fucked up.
again, the older suit looks good here, man.
Yeah.
I still like the underwear. Um,
Huh?
the bat, the Batmobile looks good too. I like it. Also, I love how after that we're driving. We have this scene where Dick is like, "Listen, motherfucker, I don't want to be Batman. I'm just doing it because he's gone."
And then they go, "Oh, we've been being
Yeah,
followed for the
and
last 10
by the
blocks."
way, by the way,
And then
we're
she's
parked
just
in the
like
middle
this,
of the
waiting.
road. And we're parked in the middle of the road
There's
And
no
we're just gonna
traffic in Gotham City.
apparently not, and we're gonna be in the middle of the road, and then we're just gonna watch this character's backstory.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was funny too. That was a good gag too. And it's like she's just waiting, like, oh, we're being followed.
yeah.
um,
But then the scene where they're in the bar because the dad when she's in the diner and the dad's like,
oh,
I
she's
thought
on a
maybe you
date.
found a
Yeah,
nice girl. I thought maybe you would have found a nice girl. And then they're in the bar, and then it's Officer Sanchez, isn't it? Because Renee Sanchez. Is
wow. I thought it
that
was
right?
like
I don't know.
Montoya or something like that.
Montoya, Renee Montoya. Yeah, sorry, that was
Because I could have sworn there's like a detect. Well, that I might be thinking of the Gotham Knights game because there's a Detective Montoya in that game.
because there's always Bullock, Gordon, and Montoya or San. It's
It's got to be well, no, because
something like that. Because there's always a woman,
there's a
a
Ramirez
main
in
guy,
the
and then
Dark Knight, but
yeah, but which it's not to be racist or anything or like, but it's always a Hispanic like woman cop, and I'm not
I know what
trying
you
to
mean.
like
I know what you
pinpoint that,
mean.
but
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it's like Ramirez,
Well, like I said,
Montoya.
Montoya is in the Gotham Knights game, so that's might be where I'm getting it.
Because there's another one in the animated series too.
Oh
It's
yeah,
Harvey
yeah,
Bullock,
yeah.
and then there's another,
Maybe
and
it
then there's
is
a woman.
Montoya. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, because I like that whole thing when Dick texts her and it says, "Hey, build it rooftop across the street." She looks, and
And
then
it's
she
just
like gives
brooding.
her the card. Like, I gotta go. Like, I think you're hot, but I need to leave.
Oh.
Mm.
Also, I think it's funny that she wears a wig that's the same hair color
Yeah.
as her hair, but it's clearly
Well, it's
longer.
supposed to be because the bat symbol is the red, so her hair is the same
I
red.
know,
But
but it's
like at
just
the
funny
same
that
time, it's like why
her
not?
hair is shorter.
Yeah, but why not just wear a fucking cowl, like a full cowl, if you're gonna go that route? Like, what's the?
How are you gonna put all that hair? Where are you gonna put all that hair though, Luke? How are you gonna do that?
Her hair is short. Slick it
Oh
back.
no, that hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The same way the fucking Nightwing does it.
Yeah, but Nightwing
Same
doesn't wear a
hair. They had
cowl
the they
most of the
had
time.
they had the same haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he doesn't usually wear a full
That's
cowl.
true. That's true. That's true. Which
um,
again, I think the domino mask is the fucking
but
dumbest goddamn thing ever
before
because
that,
it's like, what if I'm going down the street? Oh look, it's Dick Grayson. It's
before
fucking
that,
Nightwing.
before that though, when she meets them and he does a deeper voice, that was so funny. Like when he's like, "Hey, why are you following us?" He does
And
like
he's
try
just
to do
like,
back.
if that's your Batman, you're
Yeah,
not fooling anyone. Because
and
even
then Damien
Damien like
calls him
shows
out
up and
on.
he goes, Grayson.
Oh, great. Again, I'll give this movie credit. There's some good callback jokes because he goes, "Yeah, you want a megaphone to announce that?" And then Dick, when Batwing shows up, he goes, "Luke," and he goes, "Do you want a megaphone?" Like same line back to him. I was like, "That's funny." Um, but yeah, that I love that part because that is so funny. Of like the Bat family just knowing who people are, and just.
Hmm.
But then she immediately follows it up with like, "Yeah, but anybody else wouldn't really notice." Like she's like, "I
Yeah.
just know because I've had encounters
Well,
with them."
well, she was like, if anybody's gonna fool him, it's you. Because like, if anybody's gonna be a copycat,
Yeah,
nobody knows him more than Dick.
right. Which is always why
Which
Dick was always the logical choice to be his successor as Batman. Um. Uh. So yeah, that happens. We have that whole backstory, and then we find out a little bit more of what's happening. So, as someone, I got to know your opinion on this. As someone who loves the Mad Hatter, what did you think of this movie's interpretation of it? Because we find out that Bruce isn't dead. They're going through his
I
memories
don't.
and trying to get rid of his trauma. Which I will say, I want to say this with this whole brainwashing thing. Maybe it's because I watched the movies back to back, and I really, really liked that scene in Crime Alley and Batman versus Robin. But this stuff here with his parents, I'm just like, it's the same how I felt with Batman v Superman, especially where it's like why are we killing these people again? Like, we get
Yeah.
it. He never
Well,
got over this. We understand that.
it was just the whole idea that like you're kind of becoming the thing that you're creating what you tried to prevent, and with Damien, because that's when we get the reveal that the guy is Damien's clone.
We get it later,
And
but
well, yeah, but I'm saying like that's kind of in the same
I want to know
position
about
of
Mad
things.
Hatter, though. Damn it!
But the Mad Hatter, and
I thought it was a cool
which
interpretation.
which it was cool and whatever, but a lot I like the book obsessed, the like the rhyme, the limerick, the creepy weirdo version where he's constantly talking about having a tea party and like the white rabbit and shit like that. This one's just like I'm very intelligent and I'm a mind controller, which is cool because it's a different take and I don't hate it. But I prefer like the video, like the Arkham version. Like that's what I want. I
Yeah.
want it to be trippy. I want him to mind fuck you, kind of thing. Which did you get that tweet I sent you? Which with what's his fuck from Watchmen?
Oh,
People
Jackie
are like
Earl Haley.
people are pitching hard for him to be Mad Hatter
Yeah,
and Matt Reeves,
I
and he
could see
even was
that.
like, "Dude, I think that would be dope." Which see, and this is another topic, but I want to do a Arkham heavy sequel because the ending of the first one was in Arkham, and I just want to do like all the villains kind of,
Yeah.
and
Do
just
Arkham Asylum the movie.
have somebody as as Hugo Strange, and I want to incorporate Mark Hamill in this as the ventriloquist, and he also voices Scarface.
Hmm.
But you get all the other villains and different things in Arkham. But yeah, that's just the short version of my pitch.
I mean,
Anyway,
it's not a full fledged pitch or nothing, you know.
yeah,
Um.
that's
Well, I thought it was an interesting take. I thought it was interesting to do more of a like a little bit more modern version of the character.
yeah. I
Um.
didn't like his character design. I don't
Yeah.
like the weird mutton chop beard thing that I got going on right now, but um, that's whatever.
It's whatever.
But when he's the bellboy or the security guard or whatever, and he like takes the hat off, and it's a wig. It's like for his toupee, and then you see that he's bald, and he puts on his like regular hatter hat. That part was funny when he's like,
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to a party, you better look the show or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
look the part. That was funny.
Um. Nothing. I got a notification. All right. Um.
Eh.
Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting take on that character. I was a little surprised because when you had the big assault to rescue Bruce, another great reason why I love Dick Grayson as Batman, when they're like, it's a nun, like the whole their front was it was a church and with a nun, it was like a bunch of nuns. I was like, that's funny. It's like
Dude, best line of this entire
technically
because
the
it's like
nunges.
because there's like nuns with swords and machine guns, and he's like technically they're nunjas. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Bruce wouldn't make that joke, but Dick
Yeah.
would. Um, so yeah, but I thought that whole assault on that and saving him was going to be the end of the movie, and so I was a little
Hmm.
surprised there was more to it. Um, and then I thought it was interesting when when they saved Bruce and he wasn't even grateful for it, and I was
Yeah.
like, but then I think that later that was I feel like, and the reason why he said I'm calling the shots again was I think a little bit of still that, and it kind of explains it later in the movie. I think it was a little bit of the Talia influence on him too,
Yeah.
but
But that is still something very Bruce to say.
no, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that is very in
But
character.
I want to go back. I want to go back while they were still doing the assault on the monastery or whatever. And Luke goes, uh, "God's gonna be mad about this or something." And then Kate's like, uh, I don't think she's been here for a really long time. And I'm like, leave it to the lesbian to think God's a woman. But it was funny because he's shooting down the door, and he's like, God's gonna be pissed. I'm like, this is so stupid.
Yeah,
But I loved it. It's funny. I enjoyed that a lot.
I liked it. Oh yeah. So before that, we get the reveal that the big guy that we didn't know who it was. Oh, it's Damien.
The
But now,
clone that was force
yeah,
grown.
thought that was a weird twist. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's because these movies are intended to be back to back, and they are. And the fact that I watched them back to back, I'm like, yeah, but I saw older, like I saw the same thing in the last movie. Like, why are we doing? Okay, that's kind of
Because
weird.
and this is probably why my storyline is going to be a little bit lower rated for this is the whole idea of Talia is she's obsessed with Bruce. She wants to be married to Bruce. She wants Bruce to be at her side. She wants to rule with Bruce. And the fact that Damien, she's like, I don't want anything to happen to Damien. I don't want. And then she kind of just like sweeps him under, like I can just grow another one of you. I was just
At
like,
the end, she's like, we
what?
just fuck and make a new one.
Well, like she's got
Oh, I guess make a new one, but I
all the
thought she was
clones and shit.
implying.
Like
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, you would
Eh.
because of all the other innuendos in this movie. But
Uh, yeah, her whole
I
thing
felt
is
like
kind
her
of
character was like, okay, well,
yeah,
the whole point in Son of Batman was take care of my child. Don't let anything happen to him. And then you're mad because he's showing him like compassion and shit. And
yeah.
now it's
He's
like,
turning him
we'll
into a
just get
robber.
rid of him because he's flawed, and we'll make a new one. Like,
All right,
okay.
all right. And I'm sorry, Talia, but Bruce Wayne's dick isn't that good. Okay, like it can't be that good that you're going on full on world domination, Talia.
Well, Nightwing's is because he's practically named after it. But that's another thing though is like Nightwing has pretty much gone through the entire female cast of the DC because at some point he had something with Zatanna, with Barbara, with fucking Raven at some point, with Starfire.
You ever think it's weird between him and
Like he's
Tim?
just
Like the fact that they both had a thing with Barbara. Do you ever feel like it's weird between them?
not as weird as his dad.
They fuck
Because
Jim.
no, I'm saying with with Bruce
I know.
because they even did that in Batman Beyond, and that was one of the falling out, one of the reasons for
Yeah,
their
I don't know
falling
why
out
Bruce Tim
is because
wants Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon to fuck so badly. I just don't understand
it's
it.
just weird. It's weird.
All right, Batman, Bad Blood. Let's give some.
Well, did you see the weird Batgirl tease at the end?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was weird.
I don't know if they ever use her again. To be
I
honest,
don't think she ever shows up in the other ones. I don't know.
because I don't know if she's in the Teen Titans movies at all.
Because
Which again is
this
like
is
I
kind
don't
of like wrapping up the solo Batman stuff that's in this continuity. I think, as far as I know.
for the most part because it's Justice League Teen Titans. It's Teen Titans, and then there's like Justice League Dark, and then Apocalypse War, and then War World. I think are all the
Well,
Superman run. So this the Reign of the Superman and Death of
I
Superman and all that shit.
think that yeah, because Apocalypse War is like the end of it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he's
point is rating time. We've got 4 minutes. So we've got to rate this in 4 minutes. You ready? Let's go. Art style out of 7, I would say 6.
six.
I think it looks pretty good. I think the
They did
animation
have
looks
some of the
good.
CG. They did do the CG with like the car and the motorcycle for whatever reason. And then Dick's fucking weird ass chain again.
I
Um,
think
casting.
I think the first movie had better action. Sorry, I'm trying to get through the 3 minutes. I know. Voice
The
acting.
casting.
I give it I give it a 6.
I'll give it a six too because they changed a couple voices. Like I think Alfred's different. Um, Other than that, that's cool.
Story, this is where it falls
Story,
apart.
yeah.
I would give it a 4. It
I was
doesn't.
gonna say
4
I'll
out
give
of
it a
7.
4 as well. I'll give it a 4. Yeah,
So for
because it was a
me, it's
little.
16.
Oh, we didn't talk about fucking the death of fucking Mad Hatter and shit when his head
Oh,
fucking explodes.
I thought his eyes were gonna pop. I got really
Yeah,
excited. I'm
because
like, what?
the one dude, his like weird laser eye exploded, and then the fucking spark went to Mad Hatter's hat, and his eyes were fucking bubbling and just gone. As Alfred's fucking fisticuffing. That was cool.
um.
Anyway,
So we talked about this? Do we want to take a break and do more of the one-off stuff? Do a little something different than
I
keep in
mean,
this continuity?
I feel like we should finish the New 52 run in order, and then we can branch out. That's all right
Okay,
with me.
that's fine, I
I mean,
suppose.
unless
Because
you want to fucking do something different, but anyway.
well, no, because what I really want to do is my adventures with Superman, but I think we should probably just wait for that to be finished because it's only the first 2 episodes that came out. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, next week as we continue down this line, we will be Justice League versus Teen Titans. That's the next one up. So next time,
Keep
stay
on
tuned.
drawing.
Keep on drawing.